Welcome back, Rainmakers, to the Crypto Rain channel. I'm your host, Jay Murph, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite cryptocurrency tokens, and that is Cardano. Now, I've been a fan of Cardano since actually 2017 when I missed out on its massive runs from when I first learned about it, 25 cents, all the way up to like almost $1.40. And what I realized as it was running up is I had the chance to get it 25 cents and I missed it. And so I didn't FOMO in. I don't chase big green candles. And so I waited for it to come down. And when it came down to about 12 cents, that is when I started following it. And I have been a fan ever since the beginning once I learned more about it. But been watching it ever since and accumulating ever since it came down to 12 cents. And unfortunately for me, it came down much cheaper than that. I guess fortunately for me too, because I was able to pick up a bunch more. And so it's been one of the ones I followed the closest. And I want to share with you my analysis today on where I think things are at and what we have to look forward to. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this party started. Join me, Rainmakers. All right, as I said before, I'm Jay Murph, your host of the Crypto Rain channel, and so if you haven't joined the team, you can join the team as simple as subscribing and hitting all the notifications. By team, I call us the Rainmakers. Why? Because we analyze things as investors and we try to figure out what is going to do the very best for our portfolios during this bull run. Now, I am just an investor myself. I'm not I don't know everything. I've been an investor for over 20 years though. Most of that experience in real estate and other types of investing. So I'm relatively new to crypto, just 4 years, but I like to think I learned some very valuable lessons from 2017 and 2018, having went through it, and I accumulated some great returns in 2017 only to watch all those returns evaporate because I didn't realize about the market cycles. So I like to think I'm a lot more educated on how things can go, and I've done about 3 hours of research for 4 years, and my channel is new. I only started it 2 months ago. Thanks to each of you, it's been growing tremendously, so I want to thank all my Rainmakers out there. I love you all, and if you haven't subscribed, would love it if you subscribed, and you'll get some different analysis from me from the investor perspective. Now, not your financial advisor, just a crypto investor myself. All right, so looking at coin market cap overall, we got Bitcoin at some really big numbers. It's $1.1 trillion market cap. So Ethereum at 216, Ethereum finally having some pumps after having some really bad weeks, and that's great. We'll see if their EIP actually in practice reduces their costs. We'll see how that comes. There's a lot of promises made. We'll see if they deliver. But many of us, and if you're joining me here, are probably ready for Cardano and Goguen, right? And that's what we're watching really closely. So let's click on that. The market cap is at $35 billion, and I feel it's going to go a heck of a lot higher. And we'll talk about some perspective on that. So, wow, some people can't see Cardano going above $3. I think it's going to go way the heck over $3. Some people can't see it going over $5. I think they don't understand what happens in the massive fear of missing out that will likely come later this year, and we will see crazy, ridiculous prices from many tokens, but especially from Cardano. So I'll share with you where I think that's going to go. First, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Now, this is Bitcoin's dominance versus so Bitcoin's market cap dominance versus the market cap of all the other altcoins. And unfortunately, they throw in here the stable coins, which I think should be taken out because, I mean, yes, they're cryptocurrencies, but they're not really altcoins. They're really stable coins. So it does influence it in ways I wish it wouldn't. But we're possibly going to see a little run from Bitcoin here. And then I think we'll have a massive run on the altcoins again coming up. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if Bitcoin continued running up. In fact, let's look at it. Bitcoin has been making a run and its market cap increasing, which is why we see if we go on close here, there we go. So Bitcoin making its run up and almost to $60,000. That's some big news. And so it might go to 65. could break through and go to some real highs of like $72,000. And if it does, we'll see this head and shoulders pattern completing. That looks like this. They call this in trading a head and shoulders pattern, right? And I know it could look like other things, but get that dirty mind out of here. All right. So it's running up here, and then I think we'll see a big whomp where altcoins make some massive runs. And one of the ones I'm most excited about is Cardano. In fact, I was looking at the chart today and just analyzing, as I frequently do, because Cardano is one of my biggest holdings and has been since, I don't know, 18 months ago. All right. So if it continues to follow this pattern, it looks like it's broken above of the pattern. And so we'll see here, is it going to retest and bounce off this line, or is it going to then break down below and continue trading in this pattern for a while? We will see, but this kind of sideways momentum is fantastic. And I know when we got here, many people were saying Cardano's going straight to $3. Now, it had actually had some massive, massive runs. Basically, if we look at here, we had some massive runs up to 35 cents, and then we see trading sideways for about, what is that, a month and a half? Yeah, a month and a half before then running. So we have been trading sideways since 27th of February. We are in mid-March, and so we might still have some sideways trading, but we seem to be breaking out here, and maybe it's just going to break up a little bit and continue then to trade sideways, or maybe it bounces off from here, but we haven't been trading sideways all that long, just since the end of February all the way to here. So not even, yeah, right about like 14 days right now, right? So not a very long period, but what happens when it trades sideways is, if you're a new investor and this is your first cycle in cryptocurrency, just understand this is fine. Even if you bought here and you're really excited and right now you're like, oh my gosh, I've lost so much. You haven't lost anything because you haven't sold. If you've sold, then you've lost, right? So if you're still holding on to it, great, because what it's doing is building up momentum, like a rubber band being pulled back. You know, when you were a kid and you would shoot a rubber band at your sister and you'd pull it back as far as you could, so then it had the best momentum. Well, the longer it trades sideways and might even trend downwards a little bit, the more that momentum goes. We're still in a massive bull run. Do I expect this to end? No. I mean, if the U.S. economy completely collapses, possibly cryptocurrency will take a dive right with it, at least initially. I then think people will realize, hey, these aren't so dependent on the stock market, and then there might be some money that floods into it, but initially it'll probably dive too. We'll see if that happens. The stock market has been on an overboom for a long time, so what's followed by an overboom? Well, an overbust, right? So, I mean, the market is ready for that, and that could happen with stocks, and that would have some impact here. Now, am I selling any of my Cardano? Not yet. I'm going to be taking profits probably above $10 when I'll start, but I really think we're going to hit some ridiculous market caps. And to show you where I think we're going to hit, I'm going to show you what XRP did in 2017, because if XRP, which, you know, is a good token, they hurt their tokenomics model by making it so that banks didn't, in order to use their software, they didn't need to use the XRP token. That kind of really hurt the XRP tokenomics behind it, and that was frustrating to me as an XRP investor and holder. And so, you know, I had to jump ship with XRP primarily because they hurt their tokenomics so bad with that. I don't care about the SEC FUD. That would eventually end, and they'll probably, like, that'll probably go well for them. They have a lot of political connections and other things, so I imagine that will end, but their tokenomics aren't wonderful. So where is Cardano going to go from here? So we're trading at $1.11. So why don't we do ourselves a favor and let's look at where, actually a better one for this is CoinMarketCap. And I want to show you exactly where XRP went, because this is highly relevant to our discussion today. Because a lot of people say, oh, my price predictions for Cardano are ridiculous. It will never hit that price. Yes, I think it will. All right. So if we go to the top of this market cap, it was, boy, is it going to let us do this? Let's see if it'll let us. Okay. In fact, let's get even closer here. Okay, the very, very top. The market cap, it's not going to tell us, is it? It used to tell us, which is why I use this. So, 330 it went to a market cap of like 115 billion. 115 billion last cycle. Where is Cardano's market cap right now? Well, its current market cap is, let's go back to here. Cardano's current market cap is 35. So if it went 3x from here, it would be about where it would actually be below where XRP's market cap was last time. So that would take us to about $3.30. Do I think Cardano's going to hit higher than that? I think it's going to hit a lot higher than that. And so if XRP went there, my best guess is that the overall cryptocurrency market cap is going to hit some ridiculous numbers. I think it'll hit 15 trillion. And I think that Bitcoin alone will make up about 4 trillion of that, is my best guess. And that right at the peak, that Cardano is going to hit close to $1 trillion market cap. And $1 trillion market cap, that takes Cardano to a price of about $30. If that happens, I sure hope you're selling. This isn't financial advice. Tell you I'm a big Cardano holder. If it hits anywhere near there, I will be hitting eject, eject, eject. And if you're buying it there, I'm sorry, I'm dumping on you, because I'm just going to be, that's what I've been waiting for. So now I'm going to start taking a little bit of profits at $10, because you don't know how high it'll go. But then I'll be taking a little bit of profits, and I'll be reserving a bunch for when it breaks over $20. And if it breaks over $20, I don't have a magic ball to be able to promise that's going to happen. And this isn't financial advice. This is just how I see things as an investor and the decisions I'm going to be making. So trust me, if it's over $20 and you're buying there, I'm sorry, I am unloading my Cardano on you. And when it hits $30, I am getting rid of the rest of it, because that is absolutely ridiculous for this market cycle to hit anywhere near those prices. However, my guess is it will, because the fear of missing out causes ridiculous panic buying. And when it does, I hope you're here now. I hope you're learning these things now. Unfortunately, I can't help those people not to overpay, because they're not tuning in now. And by then, they'll just be jumping in. They won't have found my channel. They won't be having common sense and reason flood their decision. They will be having panic, fear of missing out going on. So I relate this a lot to the going to the beach, and you've been at the beach on a busy day, right? And it's kind of a pain, and you're like spreading out your towel, and you're pretty feeling too close to everyone, and it's getting to that point, but not even there yet in the general crypto space. It's going to get a lot worse that way. Now, by worse, I mean packed and like craziness, and you can't log into your exchange because it's flooded with too many people trying to get logins to the exchange, that it's overwhelmed their servers. That is what happens in the massive bull run, and we're not there yet. Now, if you haven't gotten an account on all the different exchanges, I suggest you take the time to get accounts on all these different exchanges. And I've got referral links to a lot of the ones below, and you don't have to use my referral links. It does help me out some. Specifically in the case of Binance, it helps you out too, because they allow us to give up to 10% of your own stuff back to you. And so I took that slider bar all the way as far as I could, so it would give as much back to you as it would let me. So you get 10% back on your own fees. That's a freaking amazing deal. So at least use the Binance link, but please help me out and use all of the ones down there. Now, the big exchanges to be able to get stuff on when it gets crazy, obviously Binance. Or if you're in the US, Binance.us. And if you use a VPN, you can get a Binance account if your IP address is overseas, as long as you don't go through KYC. So you're limited on how much you can send in and send out of it, but you still can have a regular Binance account. It's just a pain, and I know being in the US you get penalized because the SEC is what all these exchanges are worried about. But Qcoin, you can get an account with them, and you can get a lot of these tokens. A lot of the good stuff hits Qcoin first, and it's still cheap before it goes over to Binance, and it gets more expensive as it gets to Binance, because then it becomes more available to other things. So if you don't have a Qcoin exchange account, I would recommend you go ahead and get that. There's other random exchanges that sometimes good tokens you're interested in pop up, and some of those are okay, some of those are sketchy in that you don't want to leave your tokens on them. In fact, any exchange, just understand if you do leave your tokens on them, they can get stolen. Even Qcoin and Binance have been hacked. I do think they made their people whole. So, with that said, the craziness isn't here yet, but it will. So take the time to get your different exchange logins now, because I remember in 2017, some of the major exchanges, you were on a waiting list for 2 months. Imagine how frustrating that is, that you want to buy a token. It's available at a price you're interested in. You're watching it go up and you can't even get a login to the exchange. That's coming. And I thought maybe they would be fixed by this time. I don't think so. Voyager has a waiting list when you go to get a Voyager login, and Voyager is really good for U.S. residents. There's a lot you can buy in the U.S. on Voyager, so if you haven't got a Voyager account, I would go ahead and do that. They also have a fiat gateway. I do have a referral link below. I think when you fund your account, both you and I get a bonus, so might as well sign up through that, because you'll get a bonus and I'll get a bonus when you use that. But Voyager, you can buy Cardano directly from the U.S. From your bank account. You can send the funds over and buy, which is really cool. Most of the other things, you have to fund it through, say, Coinbase, and then send it over to, say, Binance.us or regular Binance or Qcoin, etc. So Voyager is one of the new ones that has a fiat gateway for U.S. residents. It's a good one, but you'll find when you go to click on that and everything, it's probably going to put you on a wait list. And you know what? We're not even in the thick of it. When we get in the thick of it, I can imagine that wait list can be as long as 2 months, like it was last time. And literally, you had people that were selling their Binance account, or they were selling their Bitfinex account, or they were selling their Bittrex account, and they were selling them to other people with no funds in them. And they were selling them for $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, just so investors could use them, even though it wasn't their information, to log in, send Bitcoin over, buy the coins that they wanted, even if they were pulling them right back off, but they just wanted a gateway to be able to buy those. So you might as well line that up ahead of time. Now, the big news we're all waiting for, and I wouldn't say I'm waiting for this so much, I think Cardano's got so much ahead of it, is when is Cardano going to be listed on Coinbase? I think it's coming paralleled with when they have Cardano cold storage staking. So I think the big wait with Coinbase is they want to be able to announce at the same time that you can buy Cardano and you can stake it on their site for returns. And so I think that's what the holdup is, but that's my best guess because Charles hasn't told us, right? All right, guys, I do want to thank you for joining us. Hopefully you can hear me while I'm still working on this sound. I got some parts ordered so I can plug in my headphones directly to my Rodecaster Pro so I can hear the music like you can, so I can tell if it's too high and I can turn it down. But for now, you're the only ones hearing the music, so I do not hear what's going on there. But this is a little song I had done for all you rainmakers out there that have joined the team, subscribed to the channel, and you regularly visit my site. Want to thank you. Now down the road, as a thank you to you, I will have some special NFTs designed that I will be giving out to the rainmakers who I see in the comments a lot are helping out the new people and answering questions for them and replying to them and also preventing them from the scams that are going on. Because couple things. My understanding is the YouTube videos often run like some kind of ads that are like scams and scam-ish. I have no control over what ads they run during my video, and so as a content creator, I can't choose who can provide ads on there and who can't. I will tell you, if anybody is providing you and saying, oh, you know, invest here, 0.1 Bitcoin, we'll turn it into a Bitcoin, 99.9% chance that is a scam. And so I recommend to everyone that you just pay the $10 a month with YouTube so you get ad-free life. Second to that, there's people that, or bots, I don't know what it is, that constantly impersonate me. And so if you don't see Crypto Rain circled by a big black thing, that is not me replying to you. If somebody's asking you to call the WhatsApp number, that is not me. That is a scammer, and they're saying call it, and they're probably going to hit you up for some kind of Bitcoin. You do not want to even be talking to them. It's a scam. So, and they say, oh, another thing that happens, they say, oh, so-and-so is making so much with their Bitcoin trading thing, and then they have a bunch of replies underneath that of, oh yeah, I made money with this guy. That, again, is a bot scam that it goes through, and so that is all scamming, and I try to go through those and delete those. Rainmakers, if you would, I'm often away from my computer for 8, 10, 12 hours at a time, and so I don't have time to always sit down and delete those. So if you see somebody that's impersonating my stuff, off and it doesn't have the black circle around it, then you know it's not me. But if you would like kind of square them away, take care of them, say, hey, that's not him, that's a scam, I appreciate that. That's the kind of behavior I will be rewarding. Now, just know these NFTs are a little bit down the road because I'm waiting for a good platform to be built on top of Cardano, or someone suggested Theta. It doesn't matter to me which it is so much as what the cost is, the ease of use, so that I can send these for a low cost. I know I made some cool NFT like it's about 8 months ago that I did on the Rarible platform, and they're fun. There's a Charles Hoskinson one, a Crypto Crow one that I did in conjunction with Crypto Crow, and also I made a Satoshi Nakamoto one, and they turned out pretty cool. And for the time, they were like cutting edge technology because the animations were really cool. Since then, NFTs have moved even farther from that. However, you know, me sending those to people is freaking expensive in Ethereum cost. So I'll be making something that will be ease of use, that I can create them fairly easy as far as once I have my artist do some cool artwork and then I have my animator animate and loop it, that then I can create it fairly easily. And then I can just reward my rainmakers who I've seen over time be such big supporters, and also helping out the new people, because I hate it when people get scammed. It drives me nuts. There's so many good investors here, and the scammers know that brand new people don't understand how many scammers are trying to hit them up for stuff. And so this was huge in 2017 and 2018 with the scammers. My guess is it'll get worse before it even gets better, and then, you know, most of the scammers go away during what we call the crypto winter, or the bear market that follows the massive bull market. But during this time, for whatever reason, they should be investing in crypto, but they're investing in scam ads and they're investing in other things to take advantage of people, and that drives me crazy. With that said, I appreciate all of you for joining me. We will definitely see you next time. Bye-bye.